third time's a charm. And you really, first time you use it is probably going to be a charm too, unless your opponent negates it. Basically, if you've got a malefic on the field, you can. This is an instant. So if this is face down on my field, I can use it anytime I want during my turn, my opponent's turn. But yeah, if I've got to face a malefic, I can flip that up and destroy any monster I want on my opponent's side of the field. So it's really good, especially if your opponent just got really happy because he just summoned 5-headed dragon or some really strong card that he was planning to destroy you with, and you just let him down by doing that. Unless he's got a monster reborn in his hand, the next turn he's gonna bring it back. But yeah, that's really helpful. I have 3 of them. I recommend 3. This guy, as you can tell, he's got a lot of stars, so he's really powerful. And I'll tell you his effect, and it's really good. And this is something you might not like about my deck, because I've got a lot of cards that involve having my life points. I might need to take some of those out. Actually, I've got 3 that involve having my life points. I don't have 3 yet. I still need Return from a Different Dimension. When I have that, that'll be a 3rd one. And then I've got Gandor, the Dragon of Destruction, in here. And his effect involves me, yeah. Malefic Truth Dragon. But to bring him onto the field, he cannot be special summon or normal summon except by his effect. His effect is, just like any other monster, malefic monster, you have to have a field spell. I don't think there's a regular Truth Dragon unless you guys can tell me otherwise. So there's no remove from play a regular one. Basically, I've got him in my hand or my graveyard, so my opponent used card destruction. And my opponent destroys a malefic monster, malefic blue eyes, malefic parallel gear. I've got 2 of these in here, one for synchro summoning, one for this little trick. Say I'm desperate. I've run out of my other malefic cards. I got him in my hand, him in my hand. Usually, if I can spare the life points, put him in face of attack position. My opponent declares an attack upon it, because he's like, oh, really weak card. He's got 0 attack, so that'll be like a direct attack to me. Unless I've got like a negate attack or something, which I don't have one in here. He destroys it. I have my life points to bring out him. His effect is, if your opponent destroys a face-up malefic monster by a card effect, or battle, you can bring out Malefic Truth Dragon. He's got 5,000 attack, 5,000 defense. And his effect is if he destroys one of your opponent's monsters that are face up, all the other face up monsters die on your opponent's side of the field. And so yeah, if they've got a lot of face up monsters, then that's nuking their field right there. So that helps. I just for the heck of it, I really want a polymerization and a 5-headed dragon, because this is a dragon deck, so I've got lots of dragons, and that would help. I suggest having cards that, since this is like a beatdown deck kinda, make it so that spells and traps don't affect your monsters. I've got a metal silver armor, which is sort of effective. It's as long as it's an equipped card. As long as you control a monster equipped with this card, you cannot, or your opponent cannot use effects of spell and trap cards or monster cards that designate one monster, including monsters in the graveyard, other than the equipped monster as a target. Whatever. And that was kind of confusing, I know. I've got pole position, which is, it's got a downside to it, which we'll hear in a second. The face-up monster with the highest attack on the field is not affected by spell or trap cards. Oh wait. Oh, only spell cards actually. When pole position is removed from the field, destroy the face-up monster or monsters with the highest attack on the field. So yeah. Plus, it can be used on your opponent too, because if they got the highest attack one, then it'd be used on them. It says on the field, not on your side of the field. Other than Malefic World, I've got 2 field spells, just so the fact I can get field spells out because they require them. It's Mystic Plasma Zone, which really helps because all Malefics are dark monsters. and mountain, which helps winged beasts, dragons, and thunder type monsters, and dragon deck. So dark mystic plasma zone lets me increase all dark monsters on the field their attack by 500 and minus 400 defense. Mountains lets me increase the dragons by 200. And remember, you can only have one field spell at a time on the field. 2 cards, 3 cards you want to have in here. Maybe reload, probably not. I don't really like a reload because you have to put your whole hand, I believe. Oh yeah, by the way, card destruction is kind of an antichrist to this deck. It's really mean because if you get a good hand and that hand's graveyard and whatever. Lighten the load. Say you get a regular red eyes or regular blue eyes. The downside of regular red eyes or regular blue eyes is that they have to be removed from play from your deck. So if you draw one, it's practically useless. Lighten the load lets you put a level 7 or higher monster back into your deck, shuffle, and draw one. So really helpful with this deck. Magical Mallet. I think everyone who's been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for a decent amount of time should know what a Magical Mallet does. It lets you put cards from your hand back into your deck, shuffle, and redraw the same amount of cards you put back. Excuse me. Yeah, and that's always helpful because you draw, say you draw like 2 blue eyes, regular blue eyes, and like a red eyes, you know, that'd be a really crappy draw for me, but it would help. Fissure, that's not really special, you know, that's a common. It just helps because if they've got a really strong monster on their side of the field, they've only got that one monster, then you destroying the dragon destruction or stamping destruction. If I've got a face-up dragon monster, then I can destroy one spell or trap and do 500 direct damage to them. Fluid Summoning Dragon. If you've got a face-up Lord of D, you can special summon 2 dragons from your hand. So say that I'm really desperate and I've got 2 blue eyes or 2 red eyes or blue eyes and red eyes in my hand. I can summon 2. And so it's just kind of a plan B. You don't want to rely on one strategy. Another card that I've been meaning to bring up is all these videos, but I haven't so far, is Skill Drain. Skill Drain, that's it. Skill Drain would be really good in this deck. I don't have it at the moment. I've been trying to get it. I've been asking all around. Nobody has it. But in this deck, it'd be really good. Basically, and you guys aren't going to like this, you tribute 1,000 life points to put it down or use it. And basically, all monsters that are on the field and get put on the field, as long as that is face up on the field, have no effects. And they get no, even after it's destroyed, they still don't have any effects. So, say I put that on the field. Say I've got maybe 3 malefic monsters in my hand. I can say I've got a malefic blue eyes, and a malefic cyber end. I can summon all 3 of those, and it's not going to make a lick of difference. I can put all of those down, and I can swarm my opponent. It's pretty much good, because all I have to worry about is the trap cards waiting behind my opponent's monsters. Other than that, these guys are really powerful. Malefics are about getting powerful cards out. But, negating their effects would make it so all my monsters can attack. They don't require a field spell, and I can have more malefics on the field. So, yeah, you guys, some people don't like my deck because it's a beatdown deck, you know, but it's a really strong beatdown deck. The problem is that it relies on field spells, which is why I need 2 field bearers. I'm getting some of those, and an extra cyber end, because I have another cyber end, but it's in over here. They've also got a rainbow dragon. Malefic Rainbow Dragon. I don't have him in my deck because 1, I don't have any Rainbow Dragons. 2, I don't want him in there. 1, he takes up more room. I don't really want him in there. 2, because he's got an okay one. Instead of having removing from play from my deck, I can remove from play from my deck or hand and summon him. So if I draw a regular Rainbow Dragon, it would somewhat help. But like he just doesn't fit in here. Ah, damn it.